no one doesn't like free food.
That's it.
Did that make sense, that sentence?
Well,
No one doesn't like? Yes.
it wasn't
You know what I
it
mean.
wasn't a very well constructed one, but everyone loves
Yes, free food.
Free food, yes.
It was a
that's
double
correct.
negative that got me.
G'day you all, and welcome to episode 85, Food Trucks. This week, Phil has decided to leave us. Now, he's just gone on a quick trip back home, so he is not here today. So forget Phil. We've got Anna, who's trying not to laugh right now.
Sorry, I'm already in shambles.
Just get it out.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to, you know when you're not allowed to laugh and then it makes everything funnier?
Yes.
I'm like the poster child for that. Like I get it really bad from school. So apologies. I'm going to try and, get laughs
Plus,
out
it's
now.
a little bit late in the evening. We're all a bit rummy.
Yes.
It's all right.
Just one of those days.
Now, actually, it's really good that Anna is here because we wanted to talk a little bit about the in-store experience last week. And Anna was like it was her baby.
It was my first child. Never again. I'm fine with one. No, it was so much fun. I wonder. I'll lead with some customer feedback that we had from the event, and then I'll maybe give a little bit of recap from my point of view. If that suits.
I think that will work out just fine.
So we had some customer feedback from John, who said, "Thank you, USA Foods, for today and congratulations on your 25th birthday milestone. I've enjoyed supporting you from your humble beginnings in Bentley and have seen you grow to where you are today. Today, my loyalty came with some great rewards as my son, Zach, won the bag toss game on the spinning wheel. Thanks again, and I look forward to shopping at USA Foods for at least the next 25 years. So I actually I had to run off because I had a footy game, but we had so I didn't see him win this, but we had a $149 grand prize for the spinning wheel that was next to the podcast being recorded. And they won it. We were waiting all day for someone to win it as well. We were like, at that point, we were itching to give it to someone. So I'm glad that it went, with someone who.
And it would have been Phil and Jeanette running the spinning wheel at the
that
time.
point,
So that's even better.
Even better, yeah. So, I mean, he's been around for a long time. I think a lot of the customers who did come in and even those who were engaged on Facebook and that sort of thing were customers who we had for a really, really long time. I was saying to someone, because I'm only 24 this year, and I said, this business is a year older than me. And they thought that was so. They've been coming to the business for longer than I was alive. Like,
it's very
really
good.
Puts it in perspective.
Yes.
But yeah, how did you find the whole experience?
Oh, well, a blur because it was so busy. It was so good. No, I had a really good time. I love seeing people. Because we're doing the podcast, I kind of didn't get to chat to as many people, but I ran into Neil.
Sorry, I was trying to subtly unzip
this. But just so we know, for a bit of atmosphere, you are wearing the Melbourne uniform of a black puffer jacket. Yeah, that she now has unzipped
with an AFL scarf.
Yeah, now she's got a Bulldogs jumper and my old sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a bit offended because I brought in some of my old uniforms and it was like classic uniforms. Like, how old does it have to be before it's classic?
Probably older than me.
Yeah, that's right. So I ran into Neil, who comments often, and he just missed. We just finished the podcast.
Oh no!
So we didn't get to get him on it, but he did have some cookies and some samples,
Yum.
and so he wants us to do more in-store experiences.
Absolutely. I'm sure.
I think it takes a couple years off my life each time we do it,
Definitely.
Neil, so maybe not too many, but we will absolutely work that into the program.
Mm-hmm. We do like normally July 4, right? It's only 2 months away.
Don't say that. Barbara and I both like,
we haven't recovered yet. But it was also really nice to be able to give people samples of things, like try this, do that, and there was a lot of patience because the line was long. But
I've never seen the line because I worked for those listening, I worked in the store before I moved into the marketing role. So I've served many a times in that store. I have never seen a line that long. And it wasn't even a matter of, they were serving slowly, like that they were moving fast at the checkout.
Yep.
If we had not had the spinning wheel and the podcast going and all of that, people just would have been standing in line. So it was actually really handy that we had all the other stuff going on. It was it literally went around the entire store.
Yes.
It
lapped
nuts.
itself.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone's patience.
Yes, we do appreciate that. And people got to actually coming into this weather, which we'll talk a little bit more later. We had coffee there for people to try. And, then we had the food truck, which was great. But our customers, so many, we slammed him. So Josh had to finish a bit early because everyone ate all his food.
Yeah. Should I talk a little bit about Josh? And so Smoky Boys, SMOKEYBOIZ.
That's it.
You can find them on Facebook, Instagram. They've got a website. I think it's just smokyboys.com. So yeah, Josh, who runs Smoky Boys, is actually also a customer of ours. And it was sort of by chance. We were looking for a food truck anyway, but he was actually in the store one day when Sean sort of got to talking to him about the hot sauces he was purchasing. And then, one thing led to another. He had a food truck. We were looking for a food truck. It was like
Perfect.
Divine timing from the universe. And honestly, like truly, there is not a better person that could have, or a better, food truck that we could have had on that day. That he made a fully American, like customized menu, including, did you have the dessert one, the Twinkie?
No,
it was like Captain Crunch. Did you have it?
You didn't have anything.
Oh no. Sorry. Sore point. I think you had some of my taco, maybe.
I did have some of your taco.
Delicious.
It was fantastic.
Oh, I cannot get over how good the food was. So if anyone does want to look them up, there's also photos of the event or of the food that they made for the event on their Instagram. Again, Smoky Boys. They also go to places like Urban Grounds, Beyond the Palms, which is in Pran, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing Welcome to Thornbury, which I think is a food festival.
Yep, we're going to be talking about it. Well, it's actually
brilliant.
Food Truck Park now.
Oh, perfect.
So it seems like they're rotating trucks in and out of there, where some of the other ones are sort of more fixed.
Right,
so that
okay.
would make sense.
So yeah, if you do want to keep up to date, if we'll chat about that one later, you can just go to their socials and they'll post weekly, or he'll post weekly about the updates.
He even made a hot sauce for us.
You made a hot sauce,
and
it was so good. It was so yummy.
He is a legend.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of how. Well, like Phil, if he was here, we're going to be talking about, he had another trip to the US. So we had a few things to talk about, and we're coming up with a topic Anna and I can both talk about, because, I don't want her to talk about, knishes and things that she hasn't had. So the food truck came up with, that was such a good experience. And then Brendan and I ended up with Ainsley going to Graysland, which is in Spotswood. So that's how that came up. So we will get to a little bit more about that later. So food trucks, that's a nice segue into a few fun facts about food trucks. So Roy Choi became one of the leaders in the food truck industry when he opened Kogi in Los Angeles in 2008, serving Korean barbecue. It is considered to be one of the first gourmet food trucks in the United States. And have a little bit more of trivia about Roy Choi as well. Now, do you want me to do them, or would you like
do
to
them?
hop
I'm
in?
loving this. I'm learning from you as we go.
Okay, this is like at work.
Yeah, exactly. This is our dynamic at all times.
That's right. It's only because I'm way older.
It's Master and Grasshopper.
That's it. So, fun fact number 2, food trucks operate in smaller cities and suburban areas, and also popular at fairs, festivals, concerts, sporting events, any place else where people gather. Simple concession stands at large events have been supplanted by food trucks that offer broader and frequently healthier options for attendees at large events. The first food truck I think I saw here was just like the hot donuts out in front of the MCG.
Oh, so good.
Oh, no.
That reminds me of something which I'm going to write down and talk about later, actually.
Brendan would never buy those for me. I was always very sad.
Brendan. I'll buy you one, Barbara.
Thank you. Now, fun fact number 3. As of 2021, research from Ibis World estimated there are more than 24,000 food trucks in the U.S. doing about $1 billion worth of business annually.
Oh.
And you think about that was, we were in COVID at the time. People couldn't go out. And so you couldn't be inside a restaurant. Oh,
Hang on. Are you going to try to seriously eat a cookie during the recording?
There's some crinkling and there's going to be some crunching.
I can't hear it. I'm not on air.
This is what we have to put up with, everyone.
Oh.
And you have to put up with all the
time. Till death does us part. It seems longer than others. Now, this is probably my favorite fun fact. Number 4, even though it's 3 twice. Raul Martinez converted an old ice cream truck into the nation's first taco truck in 1974, parked it outside of an East Los Angeles bar.
Love that.
Perfect.
People would have had their minds blown when they first saw like
tacos.
Mobile food, like.
Oh, well, do you think of the kebab? You get like the kebab shops. We used to get
kebab?
Yeah.
Okay, love it. Love it. I'm like kebab.
Kebab shop. But we used to have, the closest we had was like a hot dog van outside the Dingley International after Captain Spaulding played. It's just something to like neutralize the alcohol that was sitting there. So I think that is all for now. So if everyone wants to go to a glass of milk and a cookie like someone else I know, now would be the time, and we'll be back after the break.
Just don't make me choose.
And we're back. Oh, and then I actually have to keep talking.
Anna.
Yes.
Well, we are very lucky because Anna is the past president of Monsu.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so she had to be...
I broke the pen. Sorry,
pen.
everyone.
It's okay. It's a coffee pen too.
Oh, great. Okay.
So that is what is Monsu?
Oh, Monsu is the student union or student association at Monash University Caulfield campus. So I was a president there I was elected in 2020. What year is it now?
2022. It's hard to tell anymore.
Oh, God. I was elected in November 2020, and then I finished up February this year. So about a year and a bit. And so, being a student union, obviously there's advocacy and that sort of stuff, but one of the big parts is just student experience on campus. And funnily enough, broke uni students love free food. So we've dealt a lot with food trucks. And I dealt a lot with food trucks myself during my tenure. So, I'm not going to explain what the campus looks like, but there is a big grass area. Yep. Funnily enough, we actually had to change vendors because we actually weren't allowed to bring in the trucks anymore, because something to do with Monash are like very risk averse, like incredibly so, as any institution that's looking after, children not children,
but young people,
adolescents.
Yeah, that's right.
As they are. And so we actually weren't allowed to bring in the trucks anymore. So we say, we would use the term food truck, but we would they'd sort of bring their truck to the entrance and then have to bring everything off. I'm sure it was very annoying for them. But then we would just, give out free food to all the students while they listened to music or like in between classes or whatever. So we had a few, which some people listening may have heard of before in Melbourne. We've had Toasted Toasties. They also do music festivals, which is actually the first time I had them. I was at a music festival, getting breakfast one morning. I think it was like 3 p.m.
And I can say, as a parent, all the open days that I went to with Mackenzie and then Ainsley, I saw a lot of these. I saw Toasty, and there's a macaroni and cheese one, mac and cheese one. Yeah, that was a good one.
They're really, really good. Those I don't know what they put like rock salt on them or something. So yummy, and they do really good vegan veggie options as well. We've had Gozleme, which is also delicious, really good veggie vegan. Wonder Bao is one of my favorites. They do bao buns. We got them numerous times at uni. They are so yummy. Definitely recommend if anyone's in the business of getting a food truck. Definitely get Wonder Bao. They're awesome. And we also had Little Dutch pancakes quite a few times as well, because we did like a breakfast for the students too. And they are sort of, now I'm gonna butcher this.
Okay,
let's
try.
It starts with P and then there's a J.
I can't say the word.
Frigifridorities.
Yes, like that. Yes.
Those things, the little literally, there's a reason they just call it Little Dutch pancakes.
That's right. There's like about 12 in a serve, and you have a toothpick.
Yes,
that you pick them up with.
They're so. You've had them before.
Yes, I have.
they're so good. And they did definitely add to the atmosphere of events, like for students in particular. I mean, that's the demographic we're talking about. They were just, no one wants to buy their lunch. If they could walk through campus and see that there was, we have giant free food signs, pretty much the same as when we did the 25-year anniversary event last weekend. I'm sure there were quite a few people who just saw the truck and actually stopped and got out of their car. Like, free food. No one doesn't like free food.
That's it.
Did that make sense, that sentence?
Well,
no one doesn't like? Yes.
It wasn't
it
wasn't a very well constructed one, but everyone loves
free food.
Free food, yes.
It was a double negative that got me. But then on the, I guess, journey of, so when we started planning for the anniversary event, I honestly, and this is giving away tricks of the trade, I suppose, but in my role as marketing coordinator, the way that I found Smoky Boys was genuinely just through searching social media online. I think I was looking up food truck hashtags or something like that. So it's pretty simple. Like, they're pretty easy to find. But honestly, food trucks are huge right now. They are hard to lock in. And I had two other memories.
Yes.
Outside of the union that I wanted to share about food trucks. One is, and anyone who has been through Bendigo past Lake Waroona, which is on, the highway that goes straight through, will have seen this, whether or not they took, conscious notice of the van. But the best hot jam donut, you reminded me before when you said this about the G, the best hot jam donut you will ever have in your life from Bendigo, Lake Waroona. Seriously, when you eventually come to Bendigo to meet my mum, not just over the phone, but in real life, these hot jam donuts, like, we will, when my sisters come home from New York, from Sydney, we go and get hot jam donuts. Like, they are so, so, so good. And there's also after you go out in Bendigo, there's a place called Star Bar, which is the local club.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still cool. I haven't been there in a while. It's probably not. But there was like a Greek, they didn't do, is it gyros?
Euros.
They do them, and
right.
Also delicious.
Yep, that fixes whatever's going wrong at that point either. It's like the hot dog.
Exactly, yes. Really balances the acids in the stomach. Because, the thing is, when you have a kebab, you always want chips with it. So the fact that this one comes with chips in it.
It's a bonus.
It's the best thing. You're having your entree and your main together. It's so good. And the last one that I guess I was frequenting once a week was this little place in Clayton called Rambo's Kebabs.
Right.
When I was living on res at uni, which I did for a few years, we would go out every Wednesday night to the local watering hole.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards would walk our little Ralphie's going
Ralphie's
crazy.
Toys.
He's excited for Rambo's. We'd walk down and get a kebab, and they ended up just knowing us by name because we were there so often. So that's been my experience with food trucks, and I can definitely say that as a consumer, as a customer, apart from waiting when you're, under the influence of alcohol and you're hanging around for your food and getting a bit annoyed, like, I've never had a bad experience ever. They really do add.
Well, because it's fun. It's a treat, I think. And we also had, before we forget, we had, so I think it was 4th of July, we had Dingo Ate My Taco.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And so they're around as well. And they sort of do something where they pre-sell. So that you order and pre-sell. And we had free coffee one week, which was awesome. And a coffee van, because there's nothing makes me smile more than a coffee van. I will stop wherever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm addicted. But it's just nice. It's a nice little difference to do. And when I went back home, we didn't have food trucks when I left. And when I had to go to Walgreens, and my mom goes, there's a really good, I forgot what it was. It was like a Korean food truck that parks in front of there on a Tuesday. Like, order something.
Just sets up.
So people know because they move around.
It's like the Bunnings snags.
That's right. You always, like if you're hungover,
you just know.
One.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with the idea. I love cooking and I love all things food. And if I could make a living at it, I would. I remember seeing a movie from 2014 called Chef. I don't know if you have seen it.
No, I haven't.
I highly recommend that you see it. Jon Favreau wrote it, directed it as well, and stars in it. But he had Roy Choi, who we mentioned a few minutes ago.
Right.
Actually, he trained him. So his story is he's a chef, and then kind of has a falling out with the business and decides to go cross country and get a food truck. So it's that adventure. But so Jon Favreau went to culinary school to be able to
in outside.
in real life.
Oh, right.
And Roy Choi then trained him how to cook in a food truck.
That is so cool.
And they have their own show on Netflix.
Wait, what are the kind of things that you would have to know, like cooking in a food truck compared to in a regular commercial kitchen?
Well, it's smaller, so it's timing. It's just how people would actually move around it realistically.
Oh, wow.
So they, he fell in love with the concept. So, and there's a show on Netflix that they do where they cook things together.
That's awesome.
It's worth watching. But I love that movie. I just fell in love with it. I highly recommend it. And that was for Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, yummy.
Okay. So it goes through, and he had a thing that part of our philosophy with Gdayall is talking about he goes to New Orleans and he has his son with him as they're getting this truck. He goes, you have to have a beignet here because it will never taste like it will right here.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's got a lot of heart. So away from first place I saw a food truck park was in Maui when I went to see Zana. And so they set up every day and you can get your breakfast there, then your lunch and your dinner. So the coffees, people go there for their coffees, not the McDonald's drive-through. Nice little community feel. And then so food, a little bit of history of food trucks just so we know where they come from. It goes back to the 17th century. We all know people have bought food, but not everyone could cook food. People were living, in boarding houses and all of that. So that's been around when the recession hit the US in 2008. A lot of people decided to open food trucks rather than a bricks and mortar restaurant. They can still make the food that they love, offer it to people, but Cookie Monster's back. But they didn't have to pay rent and all that, that sort of thing. And
the overheads.
All the overheads. And then the food's more affordable for the customers that are suffering from the recession as well. So it worked out well. That also translates to, as I said before, it translates to COVID when people came out because they couldn't be in a place. They could go to food trucks.
So true.
See? And they offer everything from, as you have said earlier, from desserts to slow cooked barbecue.
Yeah, definitely.
I was having my flu shot yesterday. Strange conversation starter. And the chemist who
Kebab. No.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, oh, so where do you work? And I was like, USA Foods. He goes, oh, we've had this conversation before. It's my winter hobby to barbecue.
Oh.
So he and his mates actually set up things so they stay up all night and turn the barbecue over.
That.
And he said, oh, where'd you get your best barbecue? And I said, I think the best barbecue I've ever had is off a food truck. So I would do that.
Definitely.
So going beyond just street food, which is kind of how it started, it goes all tastes from gourmet, artisan menus, and food truck parks. And also it's a great thing when you're having an event. So if you're having, it's an alternative for when you have an engagement or a wedding or 21st.
We had one on my 21st. I've just remembered. That was a couple of years ago. We had wood-fired pizzas, and they were so yummy. And so good. And you don't have to worry about the food or cleaning up.
They come, there you go.
Exactly.
Christmas party?
Sorry? Oh, yeah. Brendan's company, Fizz Farm, his Christmas party, they had sparrows. The cheesesteak. We've had them at work as well before. Yeah. And it was fantastic. And I'm sure we ate all the amount that you put up there, as well as a lot of gin and tonics, as I remember. There are some history with city councils and food trucks having an issue, which I think they should get over now. COVID sort of fixed it. Where in South Bank, I remember Brendan and I talking, they used to have a lot of food trucks in South Bank. And then the city of Melbourne just went, no, because you're taking business away from the restaurants. Well, when everything sort of shuts down,
What can you do?
What can you do?
Definitely had a twisted potato from down there as well.
See?
They're the best, those twisted potatoes. You know the ones on the sticks?
Yes.
Yes, so
we
good.
went to a car show that had so many food vans, but they had like 4 twisty potato vans. I'm like, how many do you need? So the history in Australia, so I had looked in my research, there's an article from Junkie, and it's a little less clear, but they think it probably started at the sweet stand at the the local agricultural show.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. And it would be the American Donuts bus. It's not really a van, it's really a bus at Vic Market. That has been running since the 1950s.
Yeah, definitely been there also. The Vic Market is unreal. For the other thing about like when you have all these, at the food truck parks and that sort of thing. Oh, the night noodle market is another one that I've been to. Like you get to taste so many different things, just like a snack from each one. Like it's just because when you go out for dinner, you and I are good when we go out for dinner, we'll try and get lots so we can taste
try
lots
everything.
of things.
Yeah.
But you can't always do that. So that's food trucks just solve that issue.
Oh, and we were even thinking, well, I'll save it because you can get things for the next day. You
Exactly.
Can look around,
Exactly. Yeah.
or later on that evening when you go, oh, I wish I got that.
Or an hour later.
And also the food trucks here as we know them now. And it's funny because I've been following this food truck since they were on Twitter. I actually got on Twitter.
You've been stalking them
for this food truck because they would say where they would be.
Oh.
So it probably launched originally around 2009, and the nation's first recognized food truck proprietor, Rashid, owner of Melbourne Trucks Beatbox Kitchen, which is always up at South Bay, or on the way to past NGV before South Bank in there. Taco Truck, and they have Taco Truck 1 and 2, and All Day Donuts. And we wanted immediate culture of street food. We wanted the cream, but we didn't have any of the milk, says Rashid. These things take time, culture, and soul. They don't happen overnight. So take it into industrial areas, into the suburbs. We can't do that with bricks and mortar. We can drive up, have better contact with people who can get to us, said Ms. McGlone of Bell's Hot Chicken, who partnered with the hospitality group 100 Burgers for the truck's launch in Northcotes. Welcome to Thornbury Food Truck Park.
Yeah.
So that was from an article in Delicious. So talking about getting the buzz happening. So these are things that we're looking forward to going to and you experience and spread it around.
Question. I know we're about to talk about this, but
Yes.
just so I know contextually, Welcome to Thornbury Food Truck Park is in Thornbury. Is that right?
Yes, but it's Northcote, Thornbury, or sort of on the border. So it might be exactly.
Okay. I'm just trying to like make it make sense in my head. I'm also like, can I get there before footy on Saturday? I would really like to go.
Well, there's also Welcome to Brunswick.
Oh.
So you got options.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And there's also one around the corner.
I was
going
to
to
say, what's the one in the southeast? Yeah. Like.
We'll get to that.
Okay, great.
Anna.
Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just really hungry. Okay.
So, Brendan Ainsley and myself went to Graysland.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear about this.
There's over 50 different trucks. So they're in sort of 3 almost halls that are like hangars almost. It's a dessert alley. There's bars, there's coffee, there's African, Argentinian, there are pierogies, we had a lobster roll, there are, help me out, Japanese, Korean.
Anything you can think of, really.
Anything you can think of, a wonton.
Does it look similar to at the Melbourne show, like the Royal Melbourne show? They have the big tent?
No, it's a little bit, it's really a full-time setup. So
right. They don't bump in, bump out.
No, they're inside containers, but they're all side of the shop.
Yeah. Oh, they're in containers.
So the food truck style, but in containers that are there. Lots of seating, and every hall has some live entertainment. So a DJ was going or live music. So you can get a different vibe depending on where you're going. Yeah. Ainsley thought it was very funny that they had merch, but you can get that. Now, there is a fee. Was it $4 for entrance? $4 for entrance. Also, there is a parking lot that you pay to get into, but being the true Australians that we are, it's $6 for all day.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're pulling in and Brendan's complaining about parking, some guy comes out with his ticket and goes, "Here
Love
you go."
it. So hang on, does that not happen in America? Or you don't have to pay for parking?
No, you have to pay. I've never
Oh.
seen that happen in America. But
It
it's
is
just,
such an
I love
Aussie
it 'cause
thing.
it's like, here you go.
Yeah, totally.
No
It's like
problem.
when there's a police car up ahead. I think this is illegal actually,
Yeah,
but someone will flash their lights
Yes,
to
just
let you
like-
know. Yeah,
Just be
so
fair.
camaraderie, really.
That's it. So we luckily shouted our parking, so it was just $4 each for getting in.
So, what was your favorite thing?
Oh, actually, Ainsley and I had souffle, Japanese souffle
Oh,
pancakes.
yum.
There's leave it to me to go straight to the dessert section. There's like cheesecake on a stick. Yes.
I love cheesecake.
Cannolis.
Oh, mhm. Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. There were giant pastrami sandwiches, Sol's sandwich bar sort of thing.
Oh, Souls was there.
Not Sol's. What was it, Sol's? No, I don't think it was Sol's. It was I don't know if we can look it up. I tried to find a list, but I couldn't find an exact list. But that's what I thought. Oh, you could take that home, and have it for lunch the next day.
Definitely.
Great day out. I would have probably spent a little bit more time there, but Brendan said no. Yeah, no. Well, you don't have the same sort of
enthusiasm.
Yes, that is for trying different things and looking
Yeah.
around. But it's a great time out. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I really want to go. I've seen so many. Actually, when I was driving to Torquay at Easter time, because my sister lives in Sydney now,
Yes,
but she loves Melbourne. Obviously, like she lived here for years and years and misses Melbourne a lot. And we were driving over, because I'm sort of desensitized to the fact that Graceland exists. She hadn't even heard of it. She was like, "What is that?" And like,
can we go right now?
Yeah, she's like, "Is it open?" And I was like, "Alicia, we're going bumper to bumper Easter weekend. Like, we're not stopping to go get some food. Like, there'll be food when we get there." She's like, "What is it?" Losing her mind, because you can see the Graceland,
Yes,
the massive sign, and it's got these huge tents, and it looks awesome.
and if you get on the website, there are ways to get there by bike trail, by
like under the bridge.
Yeah, and they have like a boat that goes from
Oh.
I forgot where. Like, you can get from water, from sea, from air.
But parachutes in.
And yes, and
Yeah,
it's got a really
huge.
nice, really nice view of the bridge,
Yeah.
and it's just a great experience. And that was like, next time anyone I know comes to visit,
Right.
we're going there.
Oh, okay. So 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Absolutely, just
Okay.
straight off the Westgate,
Okay.
and then you can find some stuff to do on the way home because you're in there's the city.
Science works.
That's right. Actually, Ainsley did admit that she loves science work, so we could do
It's
that.
really fun, and because there's like a thing where you can race Kathy Freeman.
Yes, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, because I'm very competitive. I beat her. Whatever. I think it's very slow. That
It was her on a bad day.
Yeah, it was her about. No, it's like, yeah, because she's obviously incredibly fast, incredibly talented athlete. This thing, when I beat it, I was like, grade 5. I was like, this is a hoax.
I was trying not to lose children in there because I was always the mother that got the group of
Yeah.
cranky kids or the escapees.
Yeah.
And I'm always going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's missing? Back here. Now in our area, so just around the corner, Urban Ground, which is in Gdayall, which used to be a Mitsubishi wrecker. Now it's a little bit of a different experience. It's got a day to night venue. The dining precinct has bowled, so it's got a little cafe section and a built-in bar section. So bowled is a plant-based cafe. They've got St. Felix, a fruit-based distillery, and a bar, and a food truck park, which hosts up to 4 different ones. So when we were there, they had the most beautiful slow cook barbecue.
That's where Smoky Boys goes.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't then that time because I would have loved to see them.
Yeah.
And they had Greek donuts, and they had noodles of some sort. And it was
Yum.
very good. So I
Yeah.
highly recommend it.
Where is it? Oh, actually, no, then people know where you live. I was about to ask where it was in relation to your house. Never mind.
No, you
Let's
could just call up
mosey
Urban
on
Ground
past
and
that.
you'll be right.
Oh, excited. Yeah, no, I definitely want to check it out. I mean, after work, we could come down.
Oh, it'd be fun because you can sit there and even just rug up. They've got the great party lights up. It's
Yeah.
a smaller sort of
Yeah.
enclosure. And you can sit to just have drinks and enjoy it. Drinks
Yeah.
are good. Did do the
Oh,
cocktails.
awesome. So yeah,
Mhm.
this distillery is like gin and stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of a gin. It's a liqueur,
Yeah.
like a gin sort of idea, but
Right.
they do different things.
Oh,
with
cool.
It. So,
Okay.
and
I mean,
different
if there's
cocktails.
alcohol, I'm there.
You're in. That's right. You can also get beer and cider and
Oh,
anything else
nice.
as well.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
now, and there's also, as we're talking, well, welcome to Thornbury, which is a permanent food truck park in an ex-auto yard that's gone from car vendor to carb vendor.
Who wrote that?
The Age. This is from Good Food.
Oh,
Week.
okay.
Each day, up to 6 trucks drive in and cook up in a sprawling indoor-outdoor premises licensed for $700. There's also another called Welcome to Brunswick.
Wait, what does that mean? License for 700 at any one time? No.
Yeah, because there'll be a big area in the middle.
I need to see a photo of this. I don't really know. Like,
Well, why don't you go there?
yeah,
after
true.
footy
Yeah,
and then tell us about it.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I definitely will. Wow, that's 700. I'm amazed at that. Okay.
Well, that's a whole party.
Yeah, that's awesome. The variety. That's what I'm after.
You could be there all day and take a nap somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Food coma.
now I think we are food trucked out
We are.
at the minute because I think we should all do some more research and
Yeah.
get back together.
Yeah.
I was telling Phil about it. We should actually we should kidnap Phil and take
Why are we
him.
telling him that's not kidnapping if he knows about it,
Why?
Barbara?
Just, he can't listen right now. So we kidnap him and we take him to Spotswood. I think.
Yeah,
should do.
for
Wouldn't
sure.
that- Christmas party.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
This is why you and I aren't in charge.
That's
because,
exactly right.
okay, that's it. We're having Christmas
It's
at
got 8
Graceland.
bars in it.
Oh. Awesome.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. We are going to take a little break and be back. The final segment is next.
Welcome back. I recently learned that if you smile like this is what everyone on the radio does.
She's got a big
It looks
cheesy grin.
scary. It sounds better. So welcome back. Oh, wait. We're going to get the Hoover out. I think that's what he says. Nailed it.
Phil, yes. We are doing a little bit of housekeeping. Now, the code for the month of May is...
Barbara.
That's right, because it's my birthday month.
Woo!
The month of May.
I'm the only person that's as excited as you are
I
for your
know.
birthday
Everyone at
month.
work, I'm like, it's my birthday month. So Barbara, spelled correctly, not like Miss Streisand. Barbara. So that is the code for the month of May. On the USA Foods website, you can click on the listener discount logo and find what's happening. The store is open 7 days a week. Check the site for hours. You can subscribe to the podcast, which really helps us. Share and engage with us at podcast@usafoods.com.au. Or like a gentleman did today, he called me up and asked about coffee.
Oh, yeah, I heard that from my office. What was
yeah.
that about?
He just wanted to know about American coffee.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Glenn, I think. He's quite lovely. He lives in Byron Bay. And so
Love
he's
that.
going to try some coffee out. And he's going to listen to the coffee podcast.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, so that's it. Now, we had an exciting week when we got
First PR
I'm
box.
so excited. So when Phil gets back, we want to actually have a chat with these people. It's Rice Krispie Co. And they have these beautiful little Rice Krispie treats called Kikas. And we've
This is
got
them.
Now, what do we have? We've got Biscoff, Lotus Biscoff,
Tahitian vanilla,
Peppermint Crisp,
Oreo,
salted caramel,
Lamington. That looks very good.
rice. So this is strawberries and cream.
And chocolate.
And poor Phil, he's not here. We're saving
Oh,
him for So we'll have to get some
stay
more.
gone. No, I'm
That's
joking.
right. So now,
But I'm excited to eat this.
me too. I think I'm going to have to bite into this one.
I don't know.
Cut the
Can
area.
I do this?
Yeah.
Oh. Mukbang. Whoa. Whoa.
No, Ralphie, you can't have it.
Whoa. Ralphie, no. Okay. This is
The Biscoff comes with a whole Lotus Biscoff cookie on top.
so. Okay, yeah. Which one did you bite into? Biscoff.
Biscoff.
I bit into the Tahitian vanilla.
It smells amazing.
Okay, so I have this weird thing with textures of foods where I can't eat particular foods like mango,
Right.
and just some other things like that. The texture of them like makes me uncomfortable. When I say the opposite of that is true for this is the most awesomely textured Rice Krispie treat.
Yum.
Can't even say it because it's so good. Oh, that's delicious. It's so rich. But like not too rich, you know?
Yep.
How's yours?
It's really good.
I'm gonna have more.
I think yours smells a bit more buttery. This one has enough Biscoff in it, but not too much. So it's not like too cookie butter heavy, but it has a whole cookie on top.
Oh.
So you can just bite
Oh.
onto that.
Swapsies.
I'll do this one. Hang on. Yeah, we've had 3.
I'm a hungry girl. Oh my goodness.
It's really good radio because it's ASMR.
Oh yeah, not bookbang. That's when you watch it. Sorry, my bad. Okay. I'm loving the sound of it. Oh, okay. I dribbled on it. Hang on.
I can't get it in my mouth. I feel wide enough.
Move on.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm loving it.
I know. Okay.
Should we start a new podcast?
Yeah, we
Just
just
us
eat
doing
food.
it. Enough talking and let's eat.
Okay, so
Okay.
So-
enough eating. Let's talk.
now, if you want to get a hold of them, they're Rice Krispie Co. So that is their Instagram handle. So RICECRISPYCO. And get your lips around these.
This is bordering on not safe for work.
Now we're gonna go to the personal best product profile.
Oh yeah.
And that is mine this week.
Woo.
Everyone at work knows me for my love of pumpkin spice.
Mm-hmm.
The weather is turning cozier. I could smell fireplaces as I was driving home today. It was so nice. So pumpkin spice Tarani syrup is my product. And at the moment, we've got, we're keeping it up all the time. We've got free coffee and we have a couple Tarani syrups. And one of them at the moment is the pumpkin spice. So I suggest giving that a try.
And it's been a really long time since we've had it.
Yeah. And now we have a good amount. We have I think the best Tarani selection
in the
ever.
country.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Like,
how many flavors? Like
feels
feels like 20.
No, I think it's bordering on 30
There you go.
because there were so many new products. I had to enter them all, like create them with Sean. And there's some really obscure like
Shortbread,
English toffee. And I've had English toffee before, but there's like lime.
yes.
So we have almond roca, but we now just have almond.
Yum.
Just straight almond. Like there's so many random flavors.
And I will leave it because I love my pumpkin spice syrup, and it's good in chai and it's good in coffee. But with the lime or the almond or the cherry and all that, really good to make a Italian soda. So you can either get just mineral water and then put a couple of pumps of that in it, and so it's like you got a cherry soda.
Right.
You can use it in a soda stream.
Oh, okay.
You can, if you put a little cream on top, oh my God, it's fantastic. And in the US, hey, Ainsley, we've got a special guest here. Ainsley, what do they do in the US with soda?
I'm addicted to, wait, am I talking?
Yes,
Yeah, go.
I'm addicted to it at the moment. It's Diet Coke and then creamer. Vanilla is amazing in it. Coconut, any. And a little bit of lime. Oh my God, it's so good. But if you look up Utah soda on TikTok, it's got a whole bunch of stuff.
So all these shops will have a soda fountain and they'll have Tarani syrups with it. So you can live the dream. We can help you.
But I'm going to add one other thing.
Yes, tell me.
Sorry. But this is how I consume my Tarani syrup. I used to put it in coffee as well.
Now.
But I've never done the soda thing, but I have mine with espresso martini. So we have, because I love drinking, I put it with espresso martinis. So I usually do the sugar-free salted caramel. But now that there's all these new flavors, I might do a pumpkin spice one.
You should do with your apple pie. You should do the cinnamon syrup.
Yum. Oh, my apple pie cocktail. Is that
Very
what you mean?
good.
Yeah, yum. Okay.
Okay. So that went also to adult content with just alcohol. Now, we have some wonderful listener feedback. So, thanking us for our anniversary. As I said, I ran into Neil. He also sent us a note in asking if we can do some more live shows, which will be happening. Now, from Megan, she said it was a great podcast. She loved hearing all the different accents in the background, and hopefully she gets to us one day. She says, I don't have much to say this week. Imagine your relief, which is not true. But I thought I'd let you know that for anyone who would like to see a little bit of my daughter Emma's journey on tour with Tool, including Disneyland, Disney World, New York, etc., she has a whole heap of videos on TikTok plus stuff on Instagram. Both her TikTok and Instagram are Emma_Caitlin, Kaitlin 98. She does include some food in there too. So she doesn't have much posted the band, but like a little good visit. Imagine being on a tour. That would be awesome. And now I'll save this for Phil, Megan, that he can call her Meg instead of Megan. It's all good. I just don't like Megan, as I had a Canadian boss once who called me that, and it still grates, which I understand.
I've actually heard Phil be Megan.
Just Meg.
Yeah. Meg's fine.
Okay. And we heard from so Sean.
Oh, our Sean.
Our dear Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And as Phil's not back, you might be talking to him, Sean, next week too. So when we did the podcast, Kobe wanted to be on the mic. So he came on over, and wasn't he a legend? What did he say about his dad?
He said, you were like, Kobe, what do you want to say to people listening or something along those lines? He goes, my dad is the hardest working person in this room. Something like that. And I was like, me and every other person in the room were just like, yep.
That's true.
It is true.
There is no denying it.
But at least he's aware.
Yes. He had to get Sean put him to work too while he was there. And then he was laughing because they were listening to the podcast, and they're at the table, and Kobe's like, did Brendan cut me? There's like all these cute kids. Like, was he just putting the kids on? No. Oh, okay, there I am.
It's hilarious.
And my mom enjoyed it. She liked it. And Liz J, we haven't heard for a little while. So we were talking, and we ended up playing the Norman song. So Phil would have been saying something about Norman. And he said, no, you haven't talked about Norman for quite some time. Hearing that song is one of the highlights of Gdayall for me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of Brendan's too, Liz. He loves playing that song in.
Is that the one at the start about the barbecue ribs?
No, it's different. It's about Norman.
Sounds like this.
There you go,
baby.
That's right. There you go, Liz. Now, Liz has a story for us as well. My neighbor has twice given me bags of mixed vegetables ranging from chili peppers to onions to mushrooms to potatoes and on and on. What will I do with these? I wondered. Fortunately, my sister, you're one of many siblings, you'll get this. Fortunately, my sister loaned me her slow cooker about 3 years ago. Maybe it was a gift, not a loan. So I started chopping and putting most of the veggies into the soup stew. The first one, I got carried away with adding Worcestershire sauce or wash your sister sauce.
Yeah, I was like, what's your delicious.
The second one is very bland, despite my adding every herb in the cupboard. I omitted the Worcestershire sauce. The first soup stew is responsible for my fun fact. Too much Worcestershire sauce.
I've actually just written this in just to take the mickey out of you trying to say
wash your sister sauce can be countered in at least 5 ways. Dilute the recipe by adding more of the other ingredients. Mm-hmm. Add something starchy, and actually instant potatoes help. Mashed potatoes help with that. Add ketchup. Add more tomato puree, or add red wine, sugar, and lemon juice. Ooh, that's a good one. Yep, Google is your friend.
Love it.
It is my friend.
So that's a little knowledge nugget, right?
This is Liz's knowledge nugget that brings us into knowledge nuggets.
My favorite.
We do them just for you, Anna. Have you got the list going at home? Do you want them on a tea towel?
No, I actually do need to get a notebook though. So my grandma's got a notebook that she's written in for years and years. I need one of those.
You need to sit there with her and go through that.
Well, funnily enough, when I
Yes.
called her one of the last times I was on the podcast and I was like, Patsy, darling. She turned 80 yesterday,
Oh,
actually, or
happy
the day
birthday,
before.
Patsy.
Yes, love you, Patsy. She obviously has this huge book, as grandmothers do, and has been cooking for forever. And I was like, now I'm going to need a knowledge nugget from you. And she couldn't think of a single one. I was like, Patsy. That's when I came up with the salt in the milk thing, I think. Still good. A whole book and she got nothing. Yeah.
Well, okay. So mine this week is when you are baking, make
Mm.
sure your ingredients are at room temperature, which I am bad at because all of a sudden I go, I want to make it right now. Well, just imagine you've got a cold egg and warm butter. The egg's going to make the butter like chunky. It's going to cool it all down. So everything mixes better.
It's about consistent
That's exactly
consistency
right.
of the food.
That's
okay.
right.
Okay.
I
I like it.
It's now Muffy, who I missed at the store. So
She came in
I'm
today.
so sorry. I ran home to do a little bit of prep and I didn't see you. So please say hi again. I will. It's not usual that I'm out that early. So now, this is Muffy's mum. If you have run out of eggs while baking, you can replace one egg with a teaspoon of baking soda mixed with a tablespoon of white or apple cider vinegar, or 1/4 cup of plain yogurt or buttermilk. I do the yogurt one. Or 3 tablespoons aquafaba. That is the liquid left over from cooking beans or legumes. Same liquid in the cans of chickpeas and beans. Makes great meringue. Don't look like that. That makes fantastic meringue. This works best as an egg white replacement only, or 1 tablespoon soy lectin powder. This works best for an egg yolk only replacement. 2 tablespoons arrowroot powder mixed with 3 tablespoons water. If you are old-fashioned like my mom and actually have this in your pantry, what are you saying? I've got that in my pantry. I do.
I think
Yes.
that if I don't have an egg, chances are I don't have aquafaba.
Do you have a can of chickpeas?
Possibly not. I live like a student still, even though I'm an adult. I don't know. I'm loving them for creativity because I really want to know who ran out of an egg one day and was like, I know.
I'm just trying.
Arrowroot powder. This will do.
Yes. So that is it for the nuggets. Now, if you guys have a nugget, send it on in. We would love to hear it and share it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we got now, Anna?
Oh, store super specials. These are my fave.
Yes.
So these will be running for 1 week from Wednesday, the 11th. Oh, the day after Barbara's birthday. Everyone remember to call the shop and sing happy birthday on the day of Barbara's birthday.
That's not necessary.
Do it.
But just have an extra coffee.
Yes.
Think
Okay,
of me.
brilliant. Okay, great. So Wednesday, the 11th of May to Tuesday, the 17th of May. No code needed. So if you just jump on the website and search up these products, they will already be discounted.
Now, part of this is because it's autumn, it's cozy.
Yup.
So get some baking done. So their first one is Libby's Pure Pumpkin 15 ounce.
It's back.
It's back and it's down to $5. So now, so you can make some pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin pancakes.
Cookies.
You can make pumpkin cookies, absolutely.
Nailed it.
Now you can get, also we have, speaking of pumpkin, Spice Time Pumpkin Pie Spice, which is now down to $3. And what we've been nibbling on today, Stouffer's Ginger Snaps.
Oh, I see.
Down to $5. And they're nice and crunchy, as everyone knows from hearing us chew on things.
And they're very ginger spicy. Like they're very...
They are very good.
Yeah.
Full of spice.
Kick.
Now, to go back to maybe the food truck theme. So if you're having some wings, we've got Wishbone 8-ounce ranch down to $6, and Buffalo Wild Wing, Sean's former employer. So the Asian Zing sauce is now down to $7. So you can make your own Buffalo Wild Wings.
Exciting. What an exciting month that'll be. If someone buys all of these and cooks all of the things, you're having ginger snaps for an entree.
Yeah.
Then you're having wings for dinner, and then you're having pumpkin pie for dessert.
It's my kind
Delicious.
of meal.
Exactly.
I love it. Oh, you
All the
can
food
make,
groups.
You can make the crust for a cheesecake with the
Using ginger snaps.
Oh my god!
We both got there at the same time. That's
And
awesome.
This is actually what happens at work all the time.
Yeah. Other half of each other's brain.
Now, Anna,
Yes.
we've got goss.
Oh.
Now, usually this is food news, but this is very important food news at USA Food News.
Okay. Okay.
Grits are back.
Huge. I actually
Okay.
didn't know that until just now.
Yes, grits. Come and get your grits. So
When
you can.
did they arrive?
I don't ask me
Okay,
questions.
sorry.
I don't know. So we've got grits. We have got now Aunt Jemima, as we talked about before, has been rebranded
Yep.
back to its original name.
Mm.
So the Pearl Milling Company. So we've got plenty of the pancake mix.
Mm.
So you can get that red and gold box back into your pantry. And we've got a bunch of Bisquick. So that's good for shortcakes and biscuits and pancakes and waffles.
Mhm.
We've got a new size too, 20 ounce.
Yep.
So that's, you can dip your, it's not a big commitment.
Dip your toes
Dip your
in the
toe into
pancakes.
it.
Yeah.
So that's our hot goss. So if you check that out, they're all on the website.
Super exciting.
Now, we're not psychic, so we don't know what next week's show is yet.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So if Phil's back, it's going to be one thing. If Phil's not back,
Could be a plethora of other things.
it'd be
The world
anything.
is our oyster.
That is right. I could be walking around interviewing the employees. You never
You
know.
should 100% do that. 100.
Is that
Brendan's
like,
like
is that like a Pandora's box? You just
no, that
don't
would
know.
be awesome. Yeah, who knows
Yeah.
what would be said. You could have one of your daughters on. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Who are both employees, not just randomly bringing on your children.
That's right.
That'd be
I've got
weird.
one
Yeah.
front of house, one back of house. Now, Anna, it's such an honor to have you back. Would you like to read our sign off?
Yeah. Is this Jose?
Yes.
Okay. What? I want to get it right. Okay. I've already done it. I feel like I've already done it incorrectly. Guys. And how do you say that one? Guys, okay. As Jose Andres once said, I think every chef should have a food truck. It's a good way to test the markets, to invest in meeting the future restaurant goers. Is that it?
The end.
That was so sorry, everyone.
Anna, have some more.
I want to go some more of this one.
Kikas. Yes.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
See you
next
guys.
time. I'm not going to be back.
Ever. Bye. Yes, you can. Thank you.
Finally. I'm just here for the crispy treats. That was chaos.